Spuds Country. Welcome to the Essentia Health Duluth Heritage Sports Center. This is game number 3 of the regional tournament in the Olympic region. Quinn Jager with me tonight once again. We're going to give you a little bit of a rundown on how this tournament has been running so far. Go ahead, Q.
Well, starting from the beginning, we had Duluth take a game off of Elk River, and obviously Moorhead beat Blaine. However, we fell to Duluth earlier today at noon, so we have an ability to battle back here tonight. Bottom side of the bracket, Alexandria beat Anoka Rogers, who we are playing tonight pretty handily. Then Andover and Proctor Hermantown had a pretty tight game that ended up going to overtime, and Andover was able to get the win. We're going for Duluth and Alexandria for the championship bracket tomorrow at 9. And like we said, Moorhead does have an ability to kind of battle back and still make it to state as long as we can get past Anoka Rogers tonight. It will force an 11 o'clock game tomorrow with Andover.
That winner of that game will determine who moves on into the backdoor bracket. Winner of that game will be the loser of the championship round between Duluth and Alexandria. So winner of that final game will be the second place seed to move on to the state tournament. And a little side note, my predictions earlier were slightly off. I was saying it was Proctor Hermantown who we were going to be playing tonight. I was jumping the gun a little bit. I thought that game had already happened. Turns out it was the one that followed our game at noon. So that's if you were listening earlier and you heard me saying we were playing Proctor Hermantown, we're actually going to be playing Anoka Rogers, the Royal Tornadoes.
Oh, wow, that is quite the name.
Yeah, the Royal Tornadoes. So
I didn't realize that weather patterns had royalty involved in them.
Apparently this set does. So for tonight's game, the Spuds are going to be starting to our left wearing their travel blacks with the orange and white trim. They'll be skating left to right on your radio dial. Anoka Rogers will be on our right wearing their home whites with the, I believe it's going to be a maroon and blue and black trim. And they'll be skating right to left.
Some sort of strange maroon, brown, reddish color. I don't like it.
It's definitely an interesting shade. I'd kind of like to see what their travel jerseys look like, because it's either going to be that royal blue or it's going to be the maroon as the primary color, and that's would be a really very
ugly.
Strong.
Yeah, just ugly. Yeah.
Yeah, not a good color.
I won't mince words. That would be an ugly jersey. Hopefully it's the blue.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It is tough to beat the Spuds black jersey, though. I am quite partial to that. They sure look snazzy tonight. That
is one of the sharper jerseys that I've seen in the last few seasons. So starting up front for the Spuds will be number 7, Lauren Ness, number 3, Molly Hockett, centered up by number 4, Caitlin Shirley. Back on the blue line tonight to start it out will be number 6, Ava Dufault, and number 5, Nevaeh Hendrickson. Back in net for Moorhead will be number 33, Ava Addie Handel, excuse me. Puck is going to be set right down into the Moorhead zone in the near side corner. Fought for along the near side boards. Hockett and Shirley both try to dig it out. It's going to come down into the slot where Hendrickson will send it out to center ice. Taken out there by, this is going to be one of those fun nights. You should see. I'm going to let you look at that set of names. Number 58 right there, Panochar. Punuchar.
We're going to go KP. We're just going to dub her KP.
Yep. That might be the easiest way to handle that one.
There's no other KP on the team, so KP.
KP. Face off on the far side after the Spuds offside is going to be touched right back out to center. Hendrickson now with it inside of her own zone, sends it up the far side wall to Ness. She has to step back out to get herself back on side. She'll dump it back in down behind the net where it's going to be picked up by Lorentzen.
Oofta. Tongue twister to go with the Royal Tornadoes.
The Tornadoes are going to control along the far side. They've got quite the roster of interesting names. Handle along the far side wall now taken down in. It'll be Oakes who takes it all the way down into the corner. Bumped up to Shirley along the side of the net. Her shot goes just wide and onto the near side boards. Fought for by Anoka. She'll take it down into the corner. Centering pass out in front of the goal minder. is going to get sat on.
Good defense there by Anoka. They had Lindbergh's stick tied up. All she needed to do was tap it in on the backside there, and they would not let her get her stick on the ice.
So it's going to be number 35, Karma Waste. Or would it be fancy and pronounce it Waste?
Let's go Waste.
Waste.
I like it.
Waste, the goalminder for
Yeah.
Anoka. Down into the near side corner now. Hanneke is able to pick it loose. She's going to carry it in. Tries to center it up. It's going to go right off the side of Waste. Hanneke with the shot from down in the corner. She's sent it off the side of the cage. Now it'll come up to Allmendinger at the blue line. Down in, redirected by Cutter, and it'll be intercepted by the Tornadoes and turned over onto the near side boards. Fought there with Allmendinger and Cutter. Centering pass is going to be right into traffic, and Anoka will come away with it, take it over to the far side corner. Spuds are definitely getting some good pressure on right now, holding it in the zone. Round onto the near side now. Allen from Anoka tries to clear. Allmendinger was there at the blue line to send it right back in behind the net to Hanneke. Hanneke now. Allmendinger tries to center it up. It's going to be intercepted, taken the other way out through center. Allen with it from Anoka. She'll have it knocked free by Allmendinger as she crosses the center line. Allmendinger just inside of her own zone now. Tries to send it ahead. Struck was there to pick it up. Struck. We're going to call that one struck by lightning. Shot on the handle is going to be kicked away, and the Spuds will be able to turn it over to the far side wall. Kinsey Johnson now to Steen back behind the net. Sends it around over to Swenson near side. Swenson tried to clear it out. It was blocked back down by the Tornadoes. Swenson will pick it up near side, tries to carry it out, and has it knocked off her stick. Now it's Allmendinger, sends it along the near side wall. That one's going to go all the way down and be actually touched up by Waste. She sends it right into Swenson, so it held the zone momentarily and then found its way out. Spuds are going to end up offside as they're trying to clear, but it was thrown down in just a half a second too soon.
That was a crazy aggressive play by the goalie. Came way over to the sideboards to play that puck on what I thought was a sure icing call.
That would have been a definite icing if she hadn't touched it up. It was almost like she would have thought the Tornadoes were on the power play.
Yeah.
Back down in behind the Tornadoes net. It's going to be Strand now. Far side fights for it. Loses the edge. They try to clear. Johnson was at the blue line.
I saw blue. I didn't see any white.
I think it was held up right on the blue line, but the ref is going to say they were offside. So we're going to come back out into the neutral ice on the far side for the faceoff.
Well, that linesman doesn't have a mustache, so I don't trust him.
There you go. Sent over to the far side wall now. Anoka is going to try to get a handle on it. Steen is pinching it up against the boards. Torn loose finally and taken the other direction now on the stick of Struck. Down into the Moorhead zone. Centering pass is going to be redirected by the Spuds now. Swenson cross ice over to Strand far side. She crosses the center line, dumps it in. Beautiful cross of the line, so we're not going to get an icing on that one. Play will continue. And along the far side now. It's stolen away by Retzer. She sends it back down into the corner right onto the waiting stick of one of the Tornadoes, who sends it the length of the ice. And Oakes is not going to be able to run it down before it crosses her own goal line, so that one will be called back into the Tornado zone on icing.
Well, already seeing a night and day difference in how the girls' attitude and legs are from our noon game today. And it shows because we've been in the offensive zone for most of the game.
Face-off glove side of Waste is going to be controlled by the Tornadoes. Down in back behind the net. PK with it. Now over to Frederick near side. She tries to clear it out. Hendrickson was there to intercept and get the shot away, but it went just wide back behind the net. Oakes with it now along the far side blue line, sends it back down into the corner. PK with it, picks it up back behind her own net, sends it along the near side boards. Hendrickson steps up and sends it right back down into Retzer behind the net. Centering pass, nobody home, comes up to Oakes. Oakes shot, save made by Waste. It'll get turned over onto the near side board, cleared out to center. Oakes comes out, picks it up just before it crosses into her own zone. Held up now near side. Retzer is going to take it the other direction. She has it knocked off her stick right as she's about to cross the blue line, but Lee was able to come away with it. She's going to knock it in. Kind of got a half shot as it was knocked off her stick right onto Waste, who will cover it up, and we'll get the stoppage in play.
Almost had the 1-on-0 there for Lee. Just pushed the puck a little bit too far forward. I like what I'm seeing, though. Somehow the shots are only 3-1. Feels like it should be more than that.
I'm kind of thinking so, but I think a few of them have gone off the side of the cage where they're not going to actually do anything. Hard and fast now, down into the Moorhead zone. Shot, save, Andel. That was a breakaway shot. That was a kind of a cheap shot coming in there. There was no reason for her to run into Andel as she came cruising by.
That deserves a blocker punch to the throat. Are they going to take her? They're going to take Shirley. For what?
So Shirley is headed to the box for roughing. Interesting.
They must have blamed Shirley for that.
I didn't quite see what all happened there, but how the tale plays out is only to be written in the story. Face-off is going to get sent over on the near side boards. Allmendinger tries to clear. She's able to send it the length, but it'll get called back on icing right away.
Well, that's 6 seconds cleared off the power play. Still scratching my head on that call.
I don't quite, yeah. Face-off near side. Ness, she's going to kick it around a little bit before finally trying to get it over the near side boards. Hockett tries to clear it out from the blue line. Shot is going to go wide of the net and down into the far side corner. Net goes streaming across to get it. It'll be handled by Johannesson. And now cleared out to center. Chandamant. Shot from the near side is going to be blocked back behind the net by Andel. And it'll be handled back there by Allmendinger now. She's going to bring it out. Far side looks to send it up. It's going to go off the wall, but that one's going to get called back on icing. About 3 more strides, and she could have dumped it without actually icing it.
Yeah, I was hoping she would recognize that and just take the ice. The open ice was definitely there. Those are the tiny little things that you think about if a play like now in the offensive zone turns into a goal.
Minute 18 left on the Moorhead penalty kill. Face-off far side. It's going to be won by the Tornadoes. Spuds are going to be able to pick it loose. Hendrickson sends it around onto the near side boards. Anoka goes after it on the near side. It's going to be turned right back down into the corner by the Tornadoes. Dufault goes after it. It's going to be carried back in behind the Moorhead net on the stick of Moore from Anoka. Far side blue line now. Shot goes just wide on the far side of the net. It'll come all the way around onto the near side boards where Hanick will have it. She's going to send it the length of the ice. Once again, that one goes right on to Waste. And she'll bump it over to the far side boards. Tornadoes try to clear it from the far side. Hendrickson was there to hold the zone. Right back down into the slot. The Tornadoes were able to clear that one out to center, forcing the Spuds to reset. They go for the Spuds go for the change now, coming back out onto the ice on the far side. Oaks in. It'll be dumped down in back behind the Moorhead net. Allmendinger goes and picks it up there. She bounces it off the far side boards and is able to come back and pick it up. Backhands it out to center, forcing Anoka to reset. And she was right there in front of Allen and able to knock it loose down into the Moorhead zone. We got all the way down into the bottom of the slot. Johannesson was carrying it, tried to get the shot away, but had her stick lifted at just about the last possible second. Now we got a shot from the far side blue line out in front of the net. They're hacking and chopping, and I think
big pad
she's got her legs sitting right on top of that thing, and the ref is finally going to blow the whistle. And we'll get the stoppage in play.
Anoka had about 3 kicks at the can at that one, but Andel's leg sprung out and was there. I thought for sure at least the pipe side would be open.
I think she got the pad right in between the pipe and their skate and was able to lock her foot in right there. Face-off near side is going to be finally picked up by the Spuds. Allmendinger tries to clear it out. She's able to do so. Swenson's going after it right down in. Can't quite get to it. PK was there to get to it first. Down in back behind the net. Anoka comes away with it. They're able to clear it out to center. Spuds will have to reset. Strand with it now. Far side neutral ice. She's going to bring it in. Tries to walk it down in. Runs right into PK, and the puck will come loose over to the far side board. Steen was there to knock it loose now. She's going to push it down into the far side corner and back in behind the net. She looks to center it up from back there. Puts the brakes on. Takes it back the other direction. Strand with a shot in the goal.
That's in. All right.
From behind the net, Steen out to Strand in front, who gave it a little lift, and it found the back of the net, giving the Spuds a 1-0 advantage.
Kind of a broken play there, but it turned out real nice. I didn't think Alexa would be able to have any power on the backhand, but it didn't need any. It was the perfect angle and just up over the pad.
She had just enough lift on it. It found its way in. Face-off is going to be won by the Spuds. Back down to Dufault and now into Johnson inside of her own zone. She sends it ahead. It's going to be intercepted by the Tornadoes. Swenson is there to step up and knocks the forward pass down. Steen will send it over onto the near side boards. Dufault kicks it in back behind the net. Swenson goes forward back behind there, but it's going to be taken back the other direction now by Hobbins from Anoka. They're able to turn it out to center. Spuds will have to reset. Near side now, Dufault kicks it along the near side wall. Lee bounces it right back over. Retzer steps in to help. All the way over to the far side now. It's going to be Moore who takes it into the Moorhead zone. Retzer was right there in her pocket to pick the puck loose. Onto the far side boards now. Tibitowski is going to pinch Moore up against the wall as well as the puck. Anoka's going to be able to finally dig it out. Holds it into the blue line. They're trying to chop it down in deeper. Moore will have it now. Over into Frederick along the far side board. Spuds are able to break it loose, but it came up to the blue line and was sent right down into the corner by Hobbins. Back behind the Moorhead net, brought out front. It's going to be Kinsey Johnson. She'll carry it right out through center. Sends it over to Retzer near side, but the Spuds are going to end up going in offside. So we'll get the stoppage of play in the face-off just outside on the Anoka end.
Yeah, Johnson lost an edge coming through the neutral zone and slid on her belly to make that offsides. Couldn't quite put the brakes on. No resistance.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you don't have that steel edge trying to stop you. Spuds are going to control down in. Ness will have it back behind the net. She's going to get pinched up and knocked down. Puck will come out front. One-timer from Oaks will send it down into the near side corner. Hendrickson steps up, pushes it back down in off the half wall. Back in behind the net, sent around to the far side. Oaks is able to hold at the blue, almost able to hold at the blue line. And it's going to be picked loose and taken back the other direction now. 2-on-1. Centering pass right out in front of Andel. Shot. Rebound loose. It's going to be picked up and thrown into the back of the net. And that one's going to tie this game at 1.
That was a heck of a shot for a rebound. That was top corner. Tough 2-on-1 break there for the Spuds. Anoka was able to get the pass over to the charging winger. Andel stopped the first one, but we couldn't get on that winger to pick up the rebound, and they put it home.
Just a little bit too far out of position off the rebound to make the play.
Yeah.
Face-off is going to come down into the Moorhead zone and be picked up, sent right back the other direction. Controlled just inside of the Anoka zone by PK. Her shot as she crosses into the Moorhead zone is going to be blocked by Johnson. Second shot off the rebound goes right on to Andel. She'll cover that one up.
Much better there. I'm sure Andel wants that one back, but she wasn't going to let up any rebound that time.
Face-off goes to the glove side, far side of the Moorhead zone. Anoka controls. Far side shot blocked by Allmendinger out front. Puck is sitting loose. It's going to get chipped up into the air and off the side of the cage. Back around over to the far side now. Cutter fights for it. She's almost able to clear it out. It's going to be sent right back down in behind the Moorhead net off the stick of Allen. Allmendinger picks it up there, drops it off for Cutter. Stolen away by the Tornadoes. Now Struck. Up to PK at the blue line. She'll drop it down in. That one went right onto the stick of Johnson, who's going to take it and send it the length of the ice, just about a foot wide of hitting Waste. Well, that one will get called back on icing.
It's another one of those where she had some open space there. I wish she would have taken it, used her legs, at least get it out of the zone and chip it versus just throw it down for the icing. It's okay. We needed a change, but just those tiny things.
Work on the targeting just a little bit more if we're going to do it. Make sure that it actually hits the goalie so that they can shot from the near side or from the far side goes off the side of the cage and ends up back behind. Bounced up into the air high, and it'll land out at center ice. Swenson is going hard and fast. She was almost able to get a stick on it down deep into the Anoka end. Near side now, Holstay. It'll be bounced down along the near side boards and sent up and out. And the Tornadoes will end up offside.
Oh, that was great forechecking by Swenson there. I thought for sure she had her beat. She started about 30 feet behind her and still almost beat her to the
she
puck.
ran her down like there was nothing to it.
Needed about 3 inches to get away clean with that, too.
Fredericks and Steen to face off near side. It's going to go to Dufault, who will send it around the far side. Strand comes after it. Hendrickson is able to bounce it out to center. Chip back down into the Moorhead zone. It's going to come over on the near side wall. Dufault to clear it out. Swenson goes after it. It's going to be sent right back down into the Moorhead end off the stick of Lorentzen. Hendrickson will pick it up back behind her own net. Drops it off for Strand, far side. Ahead to Steen. Touched up and sent back the other direction now. Lorentzen. Hendrickson will pick it up far side. She's able to once again clear it out. Anoka Rogers will have to reset. This time the puck is sent all the way down into the Anoka zone, right on to Waste. She tried to clear it out. Retzer was there to hold it. Far side boards now. Timotowski was able to pick it loose. Centering pass. Nobody home. Is going to come all the way down into the near side corner. Retzer is going to go chase it down there. She carries it around back behind the net. Tries to center it up. It got redirected into the far side corner where Timotowski goes after it. It'll get pinched up against the far side board. Lee steps in to help. Bounced over to Johansson, who sends it down in behind her own net. She'll pick it up. Allen will pick it up back there. Anoka looks to clear. Retzer comes streaking in from the center of the slot. Chip shot gets redirected just wide of the net and over to the far side corner. Lee goes after it, sends it up to Oakes. Oakes sends it right back down in behind the net. It'll come along the near side half wall now. Held in at the blue line from Allmendinger down to Retzer, who tries to get the shot away, but that one was blocked. The puck will find its way out to center ice now. Lee is there to steal it away. Drops it off for Retzer. Retzer ahead to Allmendinger. She has it poke checked away as she crosses the blue line. Retzer steps up to help. Allmendinger is there to hold it in. They're going to try to push it right down the center, or right down the near side wall. It'll end up going all the way around to the far side. Shirley goes after it. Timotowski tries to hold. It's going to get taken out through center. Now down into the Moorhead zone we go. Shot from the far side from Fitch is going to get kicked away by Andel. Puck is now down in the far side corner of the Moorhead zone. Johnson goes after it there, sends it ahead to Shirley. She has it knocked off her stick, comes back to Allmendinger near side of the Moorhead end. They're almost able to clear it out. It was held in at the blue line by Moore. Her shot was redirected off to the far side. Shirley's now able to clear it out to center. PK dumps it right back in. That one should be an icing, but no call on it, so play will continue. Allmendinger now near side is able to send it out to center. Hockett with it. Hockett Ness 3-on-2, brings it down in, sends the shot, went for top corner, and it went right into the glove of Waste.
That was a good shot by Hockett. Definitely was going to go in if the glove wasn't there. I like it. Just realized that the goalie catches with the right hand versus the left. Should have been paying attention.
She is backwards, isn't she? Backwards from normal. Centering pass, nobody home.
Oh, that's going to be a trip.
On who?
On Ness.
It's going to be on Ness, okay.
She lost an edge and went down, fell, and then that incidentally tripped one of the Anoka players right over her body. Nothing you can do about that. It actually kind of
looked like they both hooked an ankle and tripped each other.
Yeah.
So the Spuds will head to the box for tripping.
Anoka's going to go on the power play again. Two pretty soft ones, I'd say.
Game is still tied at 1 minute 39, 37, 36 now left in the first period. Hockett is able to break it loose. She can't hold the edge. It goes right down onto Waste, who will push it over to the near side boards. Out to center now, down into the Moorhead end. Picked up Johnson just inside of her own blue line. She'll send it ahead to Hockett. Hockett carries it down in, drops it off for Shirley on the far side. She stick and handles her way in, sends it over to Dufault. Dufault's shot is going to be blocked by the Tornadoes. Come up to Johnson, far side shot, gets redirected back behind. Now bounced along the far side wall. Johnson is able to send it back down in, but it ends up on the stick of Struck, who's going to take it out 2-on-1. Brown brings it over near side. Shot. Andels makes the save. It'll end up back in behind. Pushed over into the near side corner, pinned up against the near side boards. Driven back in down behind the net. Centering pass. Shirley is able to get a stick on it. She'll send it out to center ice, forcing the Tornadoes to reset. Hobbins now sends it up ice to Johansson, who will carry it in and all the way down into the corner. She'll send it back up towards the blue line. Shot from Hobbins is going to get gloved up by Andel, and we'll have 27.5 seconds left here in the first period.
And again, Andel's been solid in net. She sure is tracking the puck well. Definitely not letting the easy ones get past her.
Face-off far side is going to get sent over to the wall. Hobbins with a shot again. This one's going to go wide of the net and into the near side corner. Hanukkah is there to get a handle on it. She's able to clear it out. It was touched as it exited the zone. It's going to go all the way down into the near side corner of the Tornado end. Bouncing puck gets sent over into the slot. The Tornadoes are finally able to clear it out. 2-on-2, go in the other direction. Now 3-on-2, 2-on-3. They're going to cross the blue line, put the shot on Andel, and she'll get the save.
Little broken play. Not much of a threat for Andel. You let her see it with that much distance, and very rarely going to beat her with a shot like that. Going to have to put some traffic in front of her or get a rebound with the way she's been playing this weekend. Real solid.
Face-off comes to the near side now between Hadley Struck and Caitlin Shirley. Back in behind the net, Hendrickson. As the clock expires, she'll send it over into the far side corner. That's how we're going to wrap up this first period. Spuds and the Tornadoes are tied at 1. We'll be back in 2 minutes to start the second. You're listening to Krabby Toad Studios and 15 UA Hockey from Moorhead. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back to Duluth and the regional tournament. We are tied at 1 after 1. Spuds are going to start this period on the penalty kill with 21 seconds left. Johnson is up playing forward now. Oh yeah, we're on the penalty kill here, aren't we? I was 4 on 5.
Just there for the face-off.
It's like, wait a minute here, what? What? Down into the Moorhead zone. They're going to be able to clear it right back out to neutral ice. Set the other direction now. It's Chamont. That one's going to get called all the way back down into her end on icing.
I love it when there's 2 seconds left on their power play and they ice it. That's my favorite.
Works perfectly.
That's right. Good strategy, Spuds. I don't know how you convinced them to do that, but good job.
Face off near side is going to be controlled by the Spuds. Johnson at the blue line tries to hold it in. Ness stepped out of the box and was able to send it right back in, back behind the net. Puck is going to get stalled out right along the back wall. Shirley's going to have to go after it. Hockett and one of the Tornado skaters were both fighting for it. Shot from the far side gets kicked away by Waste. Spuds send it right back in behind the net. Far side now, carried up and out. Holstay. She'll send it across to the near side to Moore, who crosses the blue line and dumps it in behind the Moorhead net. Johnson picks it up back there. She's going to send it all the way out to Hockett. Okay. They're going to call it back on icing. I guess we'll go with it.
Hockett just couldn't get a piece of it. I thought for sure she'd get a tip on that. Had plenty of space, but just missed it. That over the shoulder to the backhand, that's always a tricky pass to receive.
The weird part about it is I've seen where they've been standing on passes like that. Oh, no icing. She touched it.
Yeah.
And then there's times when they're 3 feet away from it, goes flying by. Oh, nope, they touched it.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, I guess we're going to go with what the ref sees.
Those little intricacies of the discretion for the refs.
Wraparound shot is going to get saved by Andel. It's going to come up to the point now. Sent down deep, back in behind the net again. Hendrickson goes after it, sends it up off the wall to Dufault. She'll send it along the far side. It's going to be PK just inside of her own zone who's able to send it right back out. Hendrickson now near side is able to break it loose. Thrown into the Moorhead zone, struck. It's going to go back in behind the net. Dufault with it. She'll send it around onto the far side wall. Picks it up down there, brings it, stick handles her way around one, walks it right out into center ice. She's going to go all the way down in, tries to get, or not Dufault, but Cutter. Tried to walk her way all the way down and in, couldn't keep the handle on it. It ended up over on the stick of one of the Tornado skaters. They brought it back the other direction now. Shot put on to Andel, goes off of her right leg. Spuds look to clear, far side redirect shot. Bouncing puck out in front of Andel, and she's able to get it covered up and sends it over onto the far side boards. Beautiful save. Cutter from about halfway up the wall is going to flip it up into the air, and that one's going to go all the way down into the Anoka end and get called back on icing.
Oh, that was pure chaos in front of the net for just a few seconds there. Looks like Andel's a little shaken up. Something on her blocker side hand. Seems to be no worse for the wear, but she was shaking it around a little bit. She stood tall for that save.
That was quite a few dangerous shots right out in front. Up to the blue line, slap shot goes off of the post and in. Tornadoes take their first lead of the game, 2-1.
Wow. Slap shot from the point gets tipped at about the hatch marks and just goes glove side piping in, all on the ice. Wasn't elevated a centimeter. The geometry on that was kind of perfect.
Millimeters.
Yeah.
A millimeter one way or the other, it's going out.
That's
a millimeter
right.
the other way, it's going in. Face-off out at center is going to be controlled by the Tornadoes. They're going to send it cross ice, carried down in. Almendinger is there to knock it over the far side walls. Oakes comes streaking across. It'll get sent back in behind the Moorhead net. Near side corner now. It's going to get pinched up along the wall. Centering pass turned away Oakes. Swenson with it now. Far side tries to clear. She's going to end up getting it back. Bounces it up to Steen. Steen flips it up into the air. Gives chase.
I'm going to call that on ice.
They could have let that one go.
She definitely had her beat. I know she didn't dump it in. She was still about 5 feet short of center ice when she dumped that in, but it was definitely intentional. They called that one pretty tight.
I think she gave that one a little bit more heat than she anticipated and just couldn't quite run it down in the end. So faceoff comes back down into the far side of the Moorhead zone between Steen and Struck. Far side shot, save Andel, goes over to the far side corner. Dufault will get pinched up against the wall by Fitch. Puck carried back around in behind the Moorhead net. They try to center it up. Finch with it now. Sends it up the far side blue line. Shot gets redirected high up and into the air. It'll come all the way down into the near side corner. Johnson will pick it up there. Tries to send it along the wall. Strand is almost able to clear it out. It comes back down into back down into Johnson. Steen now with it. Sends it out to center ice. That one's going to float all the way down into the Anoka zone. Strand goes after the far side corner, but the Tornadoes are going to get to it first and send it around onto the near side wall where Lee picks it up. Lee fights for it down in the corner. It's going to come back up the half wall and be sent out to center ice. Johnson with it there. Will try to send it back ahead to Swenson. Anoka was able to clear it right back out again. Held up right along the blue line. She takes a knee and stands on it. Johnson now with it. Carries it in near side. Has it poke checked away as she enters the zone. Along the near side wall, Lee's shot goes well high and over the net. If it was about 3 feet lower, it would have found the top of the cage. Dump back in from the far side. Tibetowski goes after it down in the corner, sends it up to Oakes near side. Oak sends it right back down into Tibitowski. It's going to be held up in the near side face-off circle before the Tornadoes get a stick on it and are able to clear it out to center ice. Stolen away by Retzer, bounced right back in and then turned right back out all the way down into the Moorhead zone. Oaks gets a stick on it. She hands it off to Hendrickson. Hendrickson sends it ahead to Retzer. She'll bring it down into the near side zone, tries to center it up to Tibitowski, who wasn't quite down where she needed to be. Puck comes all the way over on the near side boards and be taken right back out by PK from Anoka Rogers. She'll carry it all the way down in. Stick handles her way in, but loses the handle on it right as she enters the slot. It'll come all the way down into the near side corner and get pinched up down there. Slid up the half wall, up to Lee. Torn loose, and this one's going to get cleared out by Hendrickson out to center ice. Taken far side. Hobbins, she'll dump it in. That one's going to get called back on icing.
Well, they were at least consistent on that one. I thought that maybe they would have given her that for gaining center ice before dumping it in, but they did call that one tight too. So it is going both ways. I didn't realize, but that PK from Anoka is also a giant. She is huge.
She's a tall girl. She is definitely probably one of the tallest ones out there, getting right up there with the height of the refs. Shot from the far side from Andel is going to be blocked down in traffic, and that one will get bounced out to center now. Johnson with it, sends it along the near side wall down into the corner.
Lauren wasn't able to tag up in time.
Okay. So you saw that one. I heard the whistle and was going, what? Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Nope, kind of a broken play there too.
Not even going to question that when they brought it back down on the Moorhead side. Johnson tries to clear, held in at the blue line. She's going to bring it right around. Shot!
Oh, wow.
That was the millimeter I was talking about.
That one went the other way. Oh, my gosh.
That one hit the bottom of the post and bounced right back up to Andel, and she immediately put her glove on it.
Wow. That was another deflection right in front of her. Same side, but pipe and just sat right on the goal line.
Face off near side, goes down into the corner. Centering pass goes out in front, and Andel will kick it over to the near side. Back down into the corner. It'll end up going back in behind the net. Johnson pins one up against the back wall. Shirley pins another one. Allmendinger comes away with it. She has it poke checked away as she tries to carry it out by Moore. Moore is going to get pinched up against the wall by Shirley. Puck will be held up there. Hockett now fighting for it. About 10 feet shy of the blue line. Allmendinger is able to push it out. Hockett now fights her way along the wall all the way down in. She's got a 2-on-1 with Shirley. Sends it across. Shirley shot the goal.
I think Ness got that. That was Hockett to Ness.
Hockett to
Beautiful.
Ness. That was absolutely textbook picture perfect.
That was wonderful. Hockett's pass was to Ness. Puck was behind her just a bit, but she actually used that to her advantage and just pulled the trigger. Blasted that through the 5-hole on Anoka's goalie. Nice play.
19-9 in favor of shots in favor of Anoka. Tied at 2.
Hockett's offside on that one.
Okay, I thought they were calling an icing.
No, Hockett was about 10 feet off.
She ran in and couldn't get back out.
Yeah.
Face off at center ice will be between Hadley Struck and Caitlin Shirley. Hockett with it now, far side, dumps it off the ref. It'll end up getting sent over on the near side boards by the Tornadoes. They'll have it down in their own near side corner. Tried to send it ahead. Dufault got in front of it. Down into Hockett behind the net. Hockett looks to center it up. She's going to bring it right around, wrap around, looks for the wrap around. Tries to send it in. She gets in a little bit of a scruff with Chaminade. Puck gets sent down into the near side corner. That one's going to get cleared out. It's going to roll its way. Nobody's getting to that one. That one will get called back on icing.
Well, that roller had a mind of its own. That just kept rolling and rolling and rolling.
Had that lovely curveball effect to it, too.
At least it didn't curve onto net. That one would have made me mad.
Yeah. Kind of looked like a bowling ball. You know, you watch some of those professionals, they get that real big arc hook on them. Yeah, that was what we saw on that puck there. From the blue line, Hockett sends it down deep. It was right onto the stick of Allen. She'll turn it over on the near side board, sent right back across to the far side now. Anoka is able to clear. Bounced off the wall. at half ice. Dufault picks it up, sends it right back in behind the Anoka zone, or in the Anoka net. Not sure what Waste was trying to do. I think she was trying to block the entire top part of the net. All right, we got a breakaway going the other direction now. Oakes is there. Shot put on to Andel. Andel made a big save. Now we're going to have, I'm guessing.
I don't know that they're going to take her. They are going to take her. I actually don't mind that play from Lindbergh. Anoka came in and kind of sprayed Andel a bit and gave her a little extracurricular afterward. And Lindbergh was standing up for her goalie. Sometimes you got to take that penalty just to let the other team know you get the heck out of that crease. Fortunately, we will be shorthanded now.
So Lindbergh to the box for roughing. Faceoff will be far side of the Moorhead zone. Comes up at the blue line. Shot, save, shot, goal.
Oh, another rebound for Anoka.
5 seconds into the penalty kill, and they're going to find the back of the net.
That hurts. All the goals by Anoka have been Andel making the first save. And unfortunately, the Spuds just not able to clean up the garbage. Those rebounds have been killing us. Crazy tips and deflections and rebounds.
Face-off at center is going to be controlled by the Tornadoes. They're going to send it across, and it's going to come right down into the Moorhead zone in the far side corner. Albendinger goes after it down there. She'll bring it around, tries to send it to the far side, but Anoka Rogers was right there to turn it into the near side corner. Out front, centering pass, shot was kicked over into the near side corner by Andel. Up to the blue line now. PK sends it down into the far side corner. Handle over there. Almendinger is going to pinch one up against the wall. Steen steps in to help. Puck will be pinned up behind all of them. It'll finally be PK that's able to dig it out. She tried to center it up, but Strand was right there to bring it over to the near side wall. I guess not PK. She's on the blue line from this side.
One of them.
Right back around in behind the Moorhead net. Strand now, and PK fight for it right along the blue line. Strand tries to kick it out. She's going to have Holstay come over as well, and they're going to be able to find a way to bounce it out. I think that was with a little bit of help from Anoka Rogers that time. Sent right back down into the far side corner of the Moorhead zone now. Almendinger with it, brings it around near side. She's going to walk it out, brings it all the way down and in, drives it into the corner. 2-on-1, sends it around off the side of the cage. Swenson was there with her, but neither one of them could actually get down in fast enough. Anoka's going to bring it back the other direction now. Hobbins out through center. She's going to fight for it with Lee, but get it dumped in right onto the stick of Kinsey Johnson, who sends it right back the other direction now. Swenson hard down the near side boards, brings it around, tries for the shot that got redirected up into the air.
Going to be a penalty. We got a slash coming on Anoka. 61's going to the box.
Hobbins is going to be headed to the box now for the slashing. Grace Hobbins.
She is fired up about that call.
I didn't do it, Coach. You didn't see nothing. I think that's what she said.
Something like that. We're going to go with that instead of something worse.
6:11 second period. Spuds trail by 1, and they're going to the power play. Faceoff will be stick side of Waste. Up to Cutter at the blue line. She'll send it right back in, or Johnson at the blue line. She sends it back into behind the net to Ness. They try to send it out front. Ness shot, save, rebound loose. Will get touched right back into her goalie from Loretzen.
It's a good shot by Ness there, high up on the glove side shoulder. Goalie wasn't able to cover it or anything. It was just sitting right in front. But we didn't have the forwards crash in the net to pick up the rebound.
Johnson sends it down in off the faceoff, right back to Ness behind the net. She's going to have to fight for it back there. It's going to come over in the near side corner, be taken the other direction now from Chamont. Near side, bounced out to center. Dufault will pick it up out there. Spuds will have to reset. Haka touches it up just as it crosses the blue line. She's going to try to chase it down into the far side corner, but it'll be the Tornadoes that have it back behind their own net. Haka comes along, is able to pick it loose. Bounced out to center now. Loretzen, Spuds will once again have to reset. Hockett now, far side, chips it into the zone. It's turned right back out by Loretzen. Dufault now sends it over to Hockett, far side. She's able to dump it down in behind the net. Shirley and Ness both tried to chase for it, but they looked a little bit gassed there. Dufault now sends it cross ice over to Johnson. Johnson ahead to Shirley. Shirley brings it in far side. And she's going to find the back of the net on the shot from the far side, so that's going to tie this game up at 3.
Great shot by Shirley. Wonderful. I didn't think she had much of an angle. All she had was to go low, and that's exactly what she did. That was well below the dot when she pulled the trigger. Snuck it right in the 5-hole on the ice. Just a hard shot low. Goal scorer's goal, I like to say, with that one.
So a minute 13 into the power play, 47 seconds left. They're going to tie this game at 3. Face-off at neutral ice is going to be controlled by the ref, then stolen away by Anoka and taken down into the near side corner. Oakes is there to pick it loose. Held up along the far side, tried to send it up to the point. Hanukkah was there to take it away. She'll send it over to the near side to Cutter, who will bring it down into the Anoka zone. She tries to wrap it around, brings it right out in front, gets leveled as she runs into the side of the cage. And the Tornadoes are going to carry it back out through to the far side. Bounced up into the air, Lindberg knocks it loose. She's able to clear it out to center ice. That one's going to get called back on icing.
That was one of those that I think you're talking about. I thought for sure 23 for Anoka had a play at that, but they didn't see it that way. Called it back for icing. Basically went through her skates right through center ice there.
It did. She was close enough to it where she thought she could pick her foot up and knock it down.
Absolutely.
Face off near side of the Moorhead zone. Up to the blue line, looks for the shot, knocked down Lindberg. It'll end up back in behind the Moorhead net. Cutter is going to fight for it. Oakes is going to come away with it. She sends it off the far side boards. It's going to be held in right at the blue line and flipped right back in behind the net. Hendrickson will go pick it up down there. Down into the corner. She'll bring it around to the near side. Sends it up to Hanukkah, far side. That one's going to get bounced out now. Cutter brings it down and in. Shot goes high and over the net. It'll be Allmendinger now with it near side. She'll shovel it back down into the corner. It'll be picked up by Anoka. They'll send it around behind their own net. And they're able to carry it right back out to center ice on the far side. Swenson pinches one up against the boards. Puck sits loose. Anoka is able to bring it down in. Tries to center it up. Spuds are there to intercept the pass. Lindberg now near side. Bounces it out to center. Anoka picks it up just inside their own zone. Johnson at neutral ice. She'll shovel it up to Lindberg, who backhands it into the zone. Spuds go for the change. Tornadoes clear it out once again. Far side, Holstay with it. She stick handles away around one and is able to dump it in on the near side right to Kinsey Johnson, who turns it right back out to Swenson at center ice. Swenson bumps it ahead, gives chase down into the Anoka zone. Flipped right back out to Allmendinger at neutral ice. Bounce over to the near side. Wallstrand goes after it. Picked up and dumped in by Johansson. Now it's out to center ice once again. Swenson fights for it along the far side boards. Back down into the Moorhead end. Johnson with it now. Tries to send it ahead. Her forward pass was redirected. Shot was stolen away by Allmendinger. Allmendinger is going to take it right back out through center. Has it knocked off her stick, and it'll be carried right back into the Moorhead end by Johansson. Shot, save off the stick of Fitch. And we'll have the face-off on the near side of the Moorhead end with 2:25 left here in the second.
Well, Andel had to be sharp on that shot. She got everything she wanted in it. Trying to sneak it almost under the armpit of the glove side there. But Andel was able to read it and freeze it. No rebound on that.
Face-off near side is going to be controlled by Anoka. They're going to send it in behind the net where Dufault turns it over in the near side corner. Hendrickson there has tried to clear it out. It came right up to Hobbins, who puts a shot on Andel. And that one right into her glove on the side of the cage.
That's what I like to see from Andel. She's able to help out the defense with that by just swallowing it up, controlling the play, going for a reset.
Face off near side, bounced up to the blue line, is cleared out by Tibetowski. PK goes after it just inside of her own zone. Tibitowski was right there to steal it away. She walks it in, takes the shot. Picked up by Retzer. Rebound, goal. The Spuds are back in the lead.
All right. Good play from the Spuds there. Tibbs picked that pass by good forechecking. She was able to draw that, get the shot away. Goalie did everything she could to make the save. Came right out to Retzer, who had nothing but net. Buried that sucker on the rebound.
2:01 left here in the second. Retzer with the go-ahead goal puts the Spuds up 4-3. Face-off comes back out to center ice. This time it'll be between Caitlin Shirley and number 15, Addison Frederick. Frederick. I still say these guys have got some strange names.
They sure do.
Down into the far side corner of the Moorhead zone. Hendrickson goes after it. She'll send it along the wall to Hockett. Hockett ahead to Shirley. She tries to chip it up off the wall, but Shimonet was right there to knock it down. Bounced right back out to center. Hendrickson couldn't quite get a stick on it to pull the zone. I think it was out about an inch, so the Spuds are going to end up offside.
Hockett was dancing that blue line and just lost it enough. Hendrickson just couldn't quite get there to poke it in. Spuds are going for a line change. I don't know what the dialogue was there. Tossed our center out for the face-off. For the late change, I think.
Puck bounced around, finally settled down out at center ice. Spuds fight for it just inside their own zone now. Oak sends it up off the boards. Lindbergh steps in to help. PK picks it up at the blue line, sends it across ice down into the far side corner. Cutter picks it up over there. She's going to walk it out through center and down into. She was going to dump it down into the Moorhead or into the as my phone is sitting here screaming at me. So.
Well, that's another one of those plays where I thought for sure she gained the red line before dumping it in. She couldn't have been more than half a stride on the other side of center ice. Nothing but wide open ice there too, but dumps it in and ends up taking the icing.
1-1-1 left here in the second. Slap shot from the far side goes right onto the pad of Andel. She'll just cover it up. We'll have the face-off on the far side once again.
Another one that's just swallowed up by Andel with no rebound necessary. Nothing left for Anoka to do.
Face-off far side is going to be controlled by the Spuds. Dufault sends it around to the far side to Johnson, or over around to the near side to Johnson. Johnson clears it out to center to Shirley. Shirley has it poked off her stick, but Hockett was right there. Couldn't quite get the handle on it. Spuds are going to hold on to it out at neutral ice. Ness fights for it along with the ref. And Fredericks. Moore dumps it back down into the Moorhead end. Johnson goes after it back behind her own net. Sends it ahead to Hockett, far side. Hockett, Shirley, 2-on-3. Poked over to Shirley. Shot, blocker, save, up into the netting and out of play.
Well, that was a bullet from Shirley there, too, right on the blocker side. Goalie got a piece of it, and the puck went way up over the netting, which is way up there. Oh, and Mini Andel tries to throw the puck back into play. Can't quite get it over there. Let's see. Use that baseball arm. Use it, use it, use it. There
we
it
go.
is. All right.
Oh, right to the ref, too.
Right.
Look at that.
Nice precision accuracy from Mini Andel.
So the ref is going to take it over to the far side of the tornado zone with 28.3 seconds. Shirley instruct to face off. Up to Dufault. Far side sends it back in behind the net. Now centering pass out in front.
Wow.
Shirley shot. Whoa, a little bit of extracurricular activities going on.
Oh, they're going to take her.
After Waste had it covered up.
They're taking her. Shirley doesn't like it, and thankfully Hockett's pulling Shirley out of there. They definitely need to take someone from Anoka on that. There we go.
So number 61, Grace Hobbins, once again headed to the box.
Some extracurriculars there after the whistle, after the stoppage.
She's a little bit of a hothead.
Well, Shirley was matching her, that's for sure. But Hockett was smart and kind of pulled her out of there before she could say something that would send her to the box too.
Well, I think Shirley was taking the exception that she got smacked in the back of the head with a stick.
I would agree with that.
Johnson far side shot goes just a bit wide and into the near side corner. Ness picks it up along the wall. Drives it right back down into the corner. 8 seconds left here in the period. Centering pass, Hockett out front. Scrum right in front of the net. Comes over to Johnson. Johnson shot with another save by Wasse. Puck is still loose. It goes over to the far side corner. And that is how we're going to expire this second period.
Exciting second period there. Plenty of goals to go around. Looks like Anoka Rogers is still leading 24-20 at the end of the second.
So Moorhead has come back on shots. They were trailing by quite a bit there for a while. Now we're back up 24-20 like you said. Spuds will start the third on the power play with 1:39 left on Hobbins' penalty. So we're going to take about a 12-minute break while they shovel the ice. And I'm going to drink some water and stand here and chat. So you've been listening to Moorhead Spuds Hockey on Krabby Toad Studios Radio. We'll be back here in just a little bit. Welcome back to the Essentia Health Duluth Heritage Sports Center in Duluth, Minnesota. Game number 3 of the Regional Olympic Tournament. Girls are back on the ice for both teams about 2 minutes early. They want to get this going. They want to find out who's going to advance and who's going to see their season come to a close.
That?
Yep, that one. There you go. Good job, Q.
All right. I
Q
did
Jager
something.
resetting the clock for us.
It's above my pay grade.
Spuds to start on the power play for the third. I believe it was a roughing minor from Grace Hobbins from the Anoka Rogers Royal Tornadoes. Probably one of the most interesting names I think I've heard all season. I always complain about when a team goes for Elk River Elks,
Yeah.
the White Bear Bears,
Yeah.
or the other one that's
There was the Canadian team from last year, I remember, the Media Queens. You remember
the
that
Media
team?
Queens.
That's
Was
good.
the Shout Media Queens.
Yes.
And then the other one that I always complain about, the Buffalo Bison.
Ooh, that's creativity at its finest.
Very much so. Very much so. Royal Tornadoes probably right up there with that one, but at least it's not Anoka Rogers, Mr. Rogers neighborhood or something like that.
That's true.
Face off at center between Shirley and number 16, Morgan Fritsch, is going to be won by the Spuds, controlled by the Spuds. Allmendinger dumps it in near side. It's going to go all the way around into the far side corner. Ness will pick it up along the far side half wall, drops it off for Shirley. Shirley walks it inside of the cage. Shot goes through the crease and onto the near side boards. Allmendinger is there, tries to send it back down into the corner, but it's going to find its way out to neutral ice. Shirley is going to have it. She tries to send it cross ice. Passing zone was closed. Anoka Rogers takes it down into the Moorhead end. Puck sits loose down in the Moorhead end. It'll be picked up by Johansson. She's going to get the shot on to Andel. Andel will get the save, and we'll get the stoppage in play.
Another one of those weird bounces where the puck just ended up in two Spuds girls' feet and just kind of sitting there. Nobody could see it, kick it, or move it. And Anoka comes up with it somehow to get a shot on net.
Face-off near side is going to be won by Shirley down into the near side corner of the Moorhead end. Dufault sends it around the net over to Johnson on the far side. Johnson up to Shirley at center ice. Passing lane once again closed. Anoka's going to take it back the other direction down into the Moorhead end. Struck tries to center it up. Shirley is there to close the passing lane on that one. Hawk will end up with it out at center ice. She bumps it ahead to Shirley. Shirley with the breakaway, walks it in. Her shot goes just a bit wide and into the near side corner. She'll have her own rebound in the near side corner. Cross ice over to the far side. Now Johnson steps up, walks it down into the corner. She'll bring it around back behind the net, looks to center it up, sends it out front. It's going to come all the way over to Ness on the far side, who sends it right back down deep in. Johnson with it, picks it up in the slot. Shot redirected right out in front. And Anoka will come away with it. PK with it, far side, tries to push it over. Dufault picked it off, took the shot, and it went high over the net into the far side corner. Johnson with it now, walks it down into the corner. Puck's loose, Hockett goes after it. Down into the corner, PK is able to get a stick on it. She sends it right up to Shirley, who carries it around back in behind the net. Shirley looks for the wraparound. Shovel shot goes off the side of the cage. She gets her own rebound. Puck bouncing loose out in front. PK is going to get her stick on it and send it the length of the ice. That one will get called back down in on icing.
Great start to the third period for the Spuds here. That was a lot of offensive zone pressure on the power play. They were able to keep it in the zone even after the power play had expired. Forced Anoka to just hold on for dear life and ice it.
Face-off far side will be between 15 and 16. Maddie Cutter and Addison Finch. Down in back behind the Royals net, sent back the other direction. Now into the far side corner. It'll come up the half wall to Oakes. Oakes tries to walk it back down into the corner. Has it knocked off her stick. It bounces up into the air where it's picked up by Johansson, and she's going to walk it out on the far side. Sends it cross ice over to the near side to Fitch. Fitch walks it in, takes a shot, save. Andel. The Spuds are going to be there to clear that one over the near side wall. Cutter tries to walk it out. Puck is going to find his way out to center. Hendrickson tries to kick it out. This one's going to get turned right back in, held at the blue line by Frederick. Hendrickson, no stick, fights her way all the way down in the end. She's just trying to get to the bench to either get relieved or get another stick. Puck will find its way out on the far side. Lindbergh is going to chase after it, as is number 18. Chemont.
Somehow have 2 sticks in our own defensive zone. I think Oaks lost her stick and Hendrickson. Good news, we're in the offensive zone right now, but that's scary.
Johnson, far side, sends it down in back behind the net. Allmendinger picks it up along the near side half wall. Steen steps in. Allmendinger shot, glove save, puck loose in the slot. It'll get turned over to the far side boards now with Allen. Out to center, Steen with it. Tries to chip it ahead. Went right into one of the Tornado skaters. Steen ended up with it. She's going to walk it in this time. Tries for the shot, gets redirected back behind the net. That one will be sent the length of the ice off the stick of Chatamont. And that one will get called back on icing with 2 sticks down on the far end.
It was quite a long period of time where those defensemen didn't have their sticks. It's making me wonder if they needed to go for a D change, what would happen? Hope both of them brought the extra sticks. I know Hendrickson did. Forced her to put it in the trunk before we left town.
Swenson's always worried about that. She's always got her backup stick because she knows that she's going to snap one again.
Absolutely.
All the way down into the far side corner. Tibetowski tries to center it up. Nobody home. Out front. Lee shot. And that one will get covered up by Waste.
Good chance for the Spuds there. Good hard pressure. Trying to bat in some rebounds. The French goaltender Waste came up huge there. I'm convinced that name is French.
We're going to go with that because that's, yeah. I mean, I'd hate to have that last name pronounced any other way. Far side now, or near side now, cleared out to center. Johnson with it, brings it back around to the near side, chips it up off the boards and gives chase down into the corner. Ref gets almost run over. Johnson brings it right out in front, puts a shot on Waste. Now it'll end up back behind the net, goes over to the far side wall where Johnson sends it right back down in, but behind the net to Tibetowski. Tibetowski fights for it all the way around in. Retzer ends up with it, sends it around to the far side. Johnson shot. Retzer tried for the redirect, but it went just wide and into the near side corner. Turned out by Anoka, and that will go to the length of the ice and get called back on icing with 10:43 left here in this game.
It's a nice rush by Johnson there. She burned through the neutral zone, got right past the D, no problem. Was able to pick up the puck in the corner, drove hard to the net, tried to dump it 5-hole. I think the girls saw weakness there earlier because we've seen at least Shirley blast it home from that angle in the second period.
That was the same placement that Lee had on her shot as well. It was sitting right between the goalie's knees when she stood up. Face-off comes down into the near side corner, will be sent all the way around onto the far side. Ness goes after it. She dumps it back in behind the net, picked up down there, struck. She tries to clear it out far side. Ness sends it up to Hendrickson on the far side blue line. Down into the near side corner now. Hockett tries to bounce it over to Shirley. Shirley is going to walk it back down into the corner. Centering pass. Hockett sends it through the crease and onto the far side wall. Hendrickson goes streaking across and will keep it down to the corner. Hockett now with it back behind the net. Centering it out to Shirley. Redirected right back down in behind the net. Struck with it now. Far side carries it out to center. Her cross ice pass was intercepted by Dufault now. Hockett's going to bring it in near side. She looks for the shot. Save. Rebound loose. Spuds couldn't quite get to it. Shirley tries to send it up to Hendrickson. It was just a little bit too much heat on that one. Spuds find their way back out to center ice. Hockett now down into the near side corner. Fights with Allen all the way back down in behind the net. Puck will come along the near side wall now. Lindbergh steps up. Tries to send it back down into the corner. Can't get a stick on it. It finds its way back out to Allmendinger at center ice. Cross ice over to Oaks. Dumps it into the far side corner. It's going to come all the way around the world on the near side boards and be picked up by the Tornadoes. They're able to send it up and off the glass. This one's going to go the length of the ice, and that one will get called back on icing.
Good pressure from the Spuds here. It's been almost solely in the offensive zone here in the third period. Shots have evened out now, 26-26, which certainly makes sense based on what I'm seeing here in the third.
It's kind of funny listening to you talk. You're all calm and collected over there. I'm sounding winded. I'm having to talk so much. Allmendinger now from the blue line sends it back down in behind the net. Anoka goes and picks it up there. Sends it back over. Centering pass shot. Lindbergh save. Rebound goal. Puts the Spuds up 5-3.
All right. Was that Lindbergh that put it away or Cutter?
Lindbergh
or
had
Anoka?
Lindbergh had the initial shot. The rebound, was picked up by Anoka.
All right. And you're right, Seth. I'm not winded at all. You have the hard job. I get to rest and say something every, I don't know, 2-3 minutes.
You get to see the game and tell everybody what you're seeing, and I'm just sitting there jabbering about what's going on the ice during play. Far side, now Hobbins takes it up and dumps it into the Moorhead zone. Oaks gives chase down into the far side corner. She's going to shovel it along behind the back wall over to Oaks, or over to Allmendinger. Allmendinger takes it back the other direction onto the far side. She's going to walk it out along the far side wall. Across the blue line, fights with Hobbins all the way down and in. Puck comes free. Allmendinger loses the edge. Tornadoes try to clear. Anoka ends up with it. Her flip shot gets knocked down out in front. It goes right up to Lindbergh, who takes the shot that goes through the crease and into the near side corner. Anoka is there, Strand is there to send it right back in behind the net, but it's going to be picked up by Frederick and taken out on the far side. Johnson with it now, sends it over to Swenson in the middle. Swenson 1-on-3, walks it in, takes a shot, goes just wide of the net. Steen is going to end up with the rebound shot. That one will get covered up by Waste, and we'll get the stoppage in play.
It's quite the rebound off those back boards there. It hit the boards and came straight back out, allowing Steen to get another shot on net there. Haven't seen that happen all this game.
It seems like the puck luck is finally starting to bounce back in the Spuds' favor.
I like it.
Tornadoes control back behind their own net. Strand is right there trying to pick her pocket. Dufault comes up to help. She's able to send it right back down into the corner, but it's going to be sent out to neutral ice. Swenson gives chase down into her own zone. Sends it cross ice over to Johnson. Dangerous pass there. Forward pass is going to be intercepted and turned right back down into Moorhead's far side corner. Strand with it now. Looks to walk it out. She's going to flip it up and off the boards. Tries to go after it. It was knocked down by Allen. And now it's going to be walked down into the Moorhead zone. Shot blocked out in front. Puck sits loose. Johnson will pick it up. 3-on-2. Sends it over to Swenson near side. Swenson tries to send it back over to Johnson. A little bump pass. Johnson takes a shot that got picked off right at the top of the slot. Right back out to neutral ice now. Johnson over to Dufault near side. Sends it ahead right as it crosses the blue line into the Tornado zone. It was turned right back out. Walked down into the Moorhead end. Moore goes for the shot, but Retzer was there to knock it down and send it right back behind the net. Puck slides out to neutral ice. Tornadoes are going to have to reset. Retzer was right there to knock it loose. It's going to fall down into the Tornado zone and be cleared right back out to center ice. Lee with it now. 2-on-4 going in. She'll have it knocked off her stick on the far side. It's going to be walked right back out to center ice by Johansson. She sends it across near side to Holstay, who will walk it in. Spuds are right there. Cross ice pass intercepted Oaks. Oaks clears it right back out to Tibitowski, who touches it up as it crosses down into the Tornado zone. PK with it back behind her own net. She tries to walk it out. Lee got in front of it, knocked it loose. Now Tibitowski, far side, is going to get bounced out to center and right back in. Spuds will end up offside.
Well, what I like seeing, Seth, is it seems like every line that we're rolling is actually getting something happening here. Every single line seems to be getting offensive opportunities and making smart decisions with the puck. It's good to see. It seems like every line is clicking.
Everybody's making it work now. Allmendinger near side off the face-off is going to bump it ahead to Hockett. She'll cross it down in. She'll have it knocked off her stick, but Allmendinger is there to retrieve it. It'll come into Ness on the near side, or on the near side of the slot. She'll send it down deep in behind the net. Hockett picks it up back there. Goes off the far side. Walmore tries to clear. Hockett can't quite get a handle on it. Johnson ends up with it just inside the neutral zone. Sent right back down in, turned right back out. Shirley couldn't quite clear, and Hockett walked in with it. The Spuds will once again be offside.
That was no threat. No big deal there. Neutral zone face-off. We'll reset. Give it another try. Just under 6 minutes left here in the third period.
Face-off far side is going to be controlled by Shirley. Drops it back to Johnson on the far side. She'll send it across over to Allmendinger. Back to Johnson just inside of her own zone. Ahead to Ness. Ness tried to do a little give and go to Shirley, but the Tornadoes were there to knock it down. Walked all the way in. Shot off the top cross post. Ooh. No goal. The ref said no goal. The girls are screaming. The goal horn went off, but play continues on. Hockett with it now near side. Walks away around one. Has it knocked off her stick. Tornadoes are going to be able to clear it right back out. Now going the other direction, Johansson. She's going to be harassed all the way down in by Allmendinger. Puck's going to get knocked off her stick. Hockett's able to clear it out. It's going to get bumped right back into the zone, and this time the Tornadoes will be offside.
Tornadoes are pretty livid on the bench. It looks like they thought that was in. It was not in. That was
by the way, they were
out.
screaming. Yeah, they thought that was bar down in, and that it hit the top bar and bounced out. Play continued on. And
I think I heard the goal horn and everything.
I did too. But that continued on while we were standing here watching it go. Puck is going to get held up right on the blue line, just outside the Moorhead zone. Far side now dumped in off the stick of Allen into the far side corner. Hendrickson will pick it up down there. She shovels it off the wall. Lindbergh tries to clear it. It'll be held in on the far side by Allen. This time the Spuds are able to clear it out, forcing the Royals to reset. Near side now, bounced over to Allen, far side. She's going to send it ahead to Moore, who will walk it in. Centering pass, cross ice, can't get a handle on it. Dufault to go after it in the near side corner. Up to Anoka. She tries to send it cross ice, but it was intercepted by the Royals and bounced out to center now. Cutter with it, 2-on-1 going the other direction. Now 2-on-4. Puck will be knocked off her stick and down into the near side corner.
Ooh, big check by Anoka with no call.
Shot from the Hendrickson far side is kicked away down into the near side corner. Puck is going to be cleared right back out to center. Hendrickson over to Lindbergh. Lindbergh standing on the blue line, dumps it into the near side corner. Steen comes streaking in. Puck finds its way back out to neutral ice. Down to Allmendinger just inside of her own zone. She looks to walk it ahead. She's going to bring it out to center ice. She's going to carry it all the way down and in herself. Shot from the point. Goes right into the chest pad of Waste. She'll knock it down and cover it up.
I think I saw Cutter get a little shaken up by that hit that happened there. She immediately came off the ice while the play was still in the zone. Just a little shook from that hit. I think we're going to see it get a little chippy if Anoka doesn't get some offensive chances here in the last 4 minutes of the game.
Face-off near side is going to come down into the corner and be sent around over on the far side where it'll be picked up. And they're going to try to send it out. Swenson was right there at the point to hold it in. Puck floats free and back in behind the net where it's taken by Loretson. PK now with it. Far side is going to walk it out to neutral. She sends it ahead, tries to get it up to Finch, but she can't get a stick on it and ends up going back in behind the Moorhead net. Allmendinger pinches Finch up against the back wall. Steen collects it there. Up to Swenson. Swenson bounces it out to center, forcing the Tornadoes to once again reset. Strand goes over to the far side. Oakes is able to knock it loose. Steen steps in to help. Strand tries to get a handle on it. Backhand shovel shot off the stick of Fitch. Goes into the far side corner. Allmendinger now with it. Sends it over into the far side wall. She fights all the way along with Struck. Centering pass. Nobody home. Retzer picks it up. She's going to bring it over on the near side boards and walk it out to center ice. She has it knocked off her stick momentarily, but is able to fight her way all the way down to the blue line.
That will be a call on Anoka.
And we're going to have a power play coming up for Moorhead.
Well, she dumped Retzer right on the blue line. The call is going to be roughing. Interference, roughing, either or would have done there. That is not what you want to do.
Number 22, Olivia Johnson.
Okay.
A-L-I-V-I-A. Olivia? Yeah. Olivia. Spuds control. Johnson tries to send it over to Dufault, but she was out of position. Puck is going to find its way all the way out to center ice. Spuds have to reset. Dufault off the wall on the far side. Drops it right down into PK, who clears it right back out to center. Moore with it now. Sends it over to the far side. Johnson picks it up there. Just inside of her own zone. Sends across ice to Dufault. Ahead now, Hockett walks it into Shirley. Shirley steers around one, brings it over the near side board, takes a shot, goes off the side of the cage, around back and onto the far side wall. Moore is able to clear it out. That one's going to go the length of the ice, and it'll get called back on icing.
Well, definitely not what you want to do if you're Anoka in this situation. With 2.5 minutes left, you take a kind of a chippy penalty when you're down by 2 goals. Sure as heck like it being a Spuds commentator, but if I'm Anoka, it's a little frustrating.
It was not in their favor by any sense of the word. Minute 26 left on the Moorhead power play. Puck gets sent back down in deep behind the net. Hobbins with it now, sends it around to the near side boards. Centering pass is going to be knocked away or knocked down by Ness. Hockett with it now, down in the near side corner. She's going to have it knocked off her stick, but Shirley will come away with it. Or Hockett comes away with it. Up to Johnson, back down to Hockett, centering pass, turned away by Anoka. It'll be bounced out to center now. Struck had it, sends it ahead to Fitch. Near side, walks it all the way down into the near side corner of the Moorhead zone. Center and pass was knocked down. Everybody's playing on their knees here now. Shirley and Hockett now, 2-on-2 going down in the other. Shirley steers around one shot, kick save. Waste. Hockett will pick up the rebound down in the far side corner. She tries for the shot. That one's going to get blocked by Hobbins. She'll pick up her own rebound. Shovel shot in the goal by Lindbergh. Puts the Spuds up 6-3.
Well, I think that is going to seal it. I don't want to speak too soon, but up by 3 with 1:22 left.
That was a power play goal. Lindbergh with the rebound, puts them up by 3 with 1:22 left here in this game.
I got to make sure I get my hotel room reserved now, Seth, because we were playing an audible, calling an audible here for tonight.
Oh.
All right, it is confirmed we are not sleeping in the car tonight.
Anoka with it now near side, walks it down in. She has it knocked off her stick momentarily, but she's able to get it back, drops it down to Lindbergh. Lindbergh just about had another backdoor goal there. Couldn't quite get a stick on it. It'll end up over in the far side boards. Down in the corner, sent around back behind the net and on the near side wall. Cutter comes streaking across. It'll be dumped back in behind the Anoka net. PK with it, bounces it up and off the wall. Cleared out to Hendrickson at center ice. She's going to dump it right back in, but the Spuds are going to end up offside with 47.5 seconds left in this game.
Well, I am starting to see some sunken shoulders from the Anoka girls here. It is always a tough position to be in, faced with the end of your season.
They know they are 3/4 of a minute away from the end of their season. I think they're looking to see if they can pull the goalie somehow, but with the pressure that the Spuds have been putting on them, they're not going to have a chance. Strand with it now, far side, right at the red line. It gets held up along the wall. Shoveled down into the Moorhead end by Holste. Waste is just standing there looking.
Doesn't look like they'll be pulling the goalie at all. They're just going to ride this out.
PK with the shot, blocked in traffic out front. Sent over to the near side boards now. Hendrickson goes after it. Hendrickson, Steen. Swenson steps in to help. Go down in the near side corner. Steen is going to carry it back behind the net. Spuds are just kind of trying to run out the net. Dropped off for Oaks in the far side corner. She's just going to walk it back the other direction. In the near side corner, as the horn expires, your Spuds are going to take the win by a final of 6-3.
Spuds were able to come back during the third period and take over on the shot count as well. Final shots 32-27 in favor of the Spuds. Girls are going to go for a handshake line. Well, they're all smiles in that handshake line tonight.
Oh, yeah. That's one happy set of girls right there. So with that win, your Moorhead Spuds are going to advance to one more game guaranteed on this season. They will be set to take on the Andover Huskies tomorrow morning at 11 a.m.
I think that's certainly going to be a challenging game, Seth. If they play like they played tonight, we certainly have a heck of an opportunity to make that a great game.
So I've run out of things to talk about here now. I think it's just time to go home and relax and take a load off and look forward to one more guaranteed game before the end of this season.
I agree.
Hopefully not just one more, but two more, because this will be the backdoor win, so we'll have to run against, probably my guess is going to be Duluth.
That would be my guess as well. Alex has looked pretty dominant this tournament.
Alex has been pretty dominant all season long here. So I'm thinking it's going to be Duluth taking that other backdoor spot. So the winner of the Andover Moorhead game tomorrow morning will advance on to that to fight for that second seed into the state tournament. And I think with that, we're going to wrap it up. It is now 9:30 from the Essentia Health Duluth Heritage Sports Center in Duluth, Minnesota. Game number 3 of the Olympic Regions Tournament. For co-commentator Quinn Jaeger, board operator Emily Swenson. Emily Swenson, Lisa Swenson back in studio. I'm Seth. I'm going to shut up. We're going to get out of here. You've been listening to Moorhead Spuds Hockey on Krabby Toad Studios Radio. We'll see you tomorrow.